Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be trying out classic cars from F1 2020 around the Red Bull Ring for the World Grand Prix. So we're only in 2010 cars, it's a spec race, and without further ado, let's now get into the race. With 5 laps ahead of us, then waiting for 5 red lights in P7 with P5 ahead of us, we go for full revs, a lot of oversteer and very bulky down start, not enough revs to get a good start, and you can see already the car's from us was braking late into turn 1. Actually we have a bit of front wing on our front wing, that's quite ironic, and it's now stuck in our suspension, and you can just see we have a lot of extra drag because of it, but of course in the slipstream. And now braking really late again down the inside, again getting a bit of a swervy exit. But we are ahead and still in P7. As we now go 3 wide into the next corner, again having to brake really late. AI looking really feisty on this game, which you just love to see. Although we are losing a bit of time on Neves ahead. So let's try and see, can we gain on them? To maybe win this race as we get our first warning, which I don't think is really fair. I didn't gain any time there whatsoever. I had a bit of oversteer. But strict, it's really strict, so yeah. Coming through the final corner then now as Ruben Myers sets the fastest lap of the race. We are still within that 1 second for the slipstream. Of course no DRS yet in these cars, and you can brake a lot later than in F1 2020 because you of course have a way less top speed and a bit more downforce. So we're now closing in on Neves ahead and Visser right up behind us. Braking a bit later, but yeah, you can just see on the exit we aren't really that great, and even in rich mixture we cannot stay ahead of him, although we do gain a bit on the end. Try to brake around the outside of him and immediately go full throttle, as these cars have a lot of traction, but you do need to watch out. As you can see there, a bit of wobbling. But we do manage to stay ahead as we get our second useless warning of the race, which I again don't agree with. So now then, coming into lap 3, if you look at the minimap, we have a small gap ahead of us, and then there's Visser behind us, and then a big gap to Barnes all the way down in P9. And we do need to see, can we keep Visser behind us and maybe attack Neves in the coming laps, because you can see there they are battling really hard, and maybe we can profit from that. Now we have to brake really late, and oh, big loss of oversteer, or big amounts of oversteer, big loss of traction, and that is Visser past us. Maybe we can get him down the inside of here. No, we can't. We just have to stay behind him and see if he maybe can close the gap to the cars ahead. Going through the final corners here then of the lap now. Let's see, can we maybe line him up on the straight? He does gain on the cars in front of us, so maybe it's worth it to just stick behind him and wait for him to catch up, although it's just 2 laps remaining. Of course 5 laps is a really short race. It means really fun because you can just push all you want, but it's gone before you notice. Here we are then through turn 4, this is I believe, and Visser has caught up to the back of the pack ahead of us. We do need to manage to just also slot in behind him, because if we lose touch here, that's our race over. Getting on the main straight now with only 5 tenths ahead of us. Final lap of the race, as Jeff tells us. We do need to have a big push now, otherwise we won't gain any positions. I don't know why Jeff is bothering about the car behind. We have a big enough of a gap behind us, and now as we can see the cars in front of us are battling. Can we maybe profit from that? As Visser gets stuck behind him, but we get a terrible exit because of that. And that is not helping us with our race, because we now have 7.5 tenths ahead of us. Can we maybe do something special in this last lap? Braking really late for turn 4. Trying to see if we can maybe do something in the last couple of corners, just do around the outside, down the inside little maneuver. Here we are then behind Visser and Neves through the last corner. Can we maybe send it down the inside, around the outside? We get caught up on the curb, and that is our race over. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did, and I'll see you guys next time.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Park 4, mate.